What's going on, team? Back at it again with another video, and we're coming off a new year. So happy new year to you guys. What a crazy way to start this week. The first trading week of 2022. We got Omicron basically spreading faster than expected. There's a new flu-rona variant, which all this wasn't really a part of the overall Fed decision that he made last time. If we look at the SPY, last time when the Fed spoke, we were basically having a pullback off of the Omicron variant of the COVID. And we basically had this massive pullback. And when the Fed started to talk that, hey, he's going to be doing easing, he's not going to be putting as much money to the treasury bonds and stuff like that that he was doing before. And the market started to rally, and he said there was nothing to worry about. Now, fast forward, it's spreading faster than expected. There's new variants popping up left and right. And we're basically having a drop because this wasn't part of the plans of the easing. So now we actually have a new Fed meeting at the end of this month, which is going to play a big factor into how we move forward in the overall market. Not only that, the market was very overbought. If you're looking at the RSI over here, whenever the RSI is this high, that means, hey, the stock market's a little bit more on the overbought side, meaning, hey, the upside is a lot less than it was before. And you could see that we kind of had some type of resistance holding the market from going any higher around that 479 zone. So this is the S&P 500, the SPY ETF. So we basically pushed up, started going sideways. And whenever I see that in the overall market, whenever we have a drastic push up and we start going sideways, that's a key sign for me that, hey, the stock is basically reaching its peak, is struggling to go higher. As an investor, we want that stock to continue to go higher. So once we see that, that throws a lot of red flags for investors, and typically that causes some type of sell-off. So we kind of been going sideways since December 27th, all the way until like January 5th, where we started to basically really, people started to say, hey, I had enough. Market struggling to go higher, and they basically started to pull profits, right? So main thing is what happened is another thing, we started going sideways at the SMA over here, which typically is a sign of strength. Whenever you see a stock drop and go sideways, that's some type of support right there, right? So we found some type of support around that 467 zone. And why did we start to break that SMA? So we got unexpected job numbers. Not a lot of people are basically going back into the job market. They're trying to say, hey, some people took the whole 2020 thing and basically decided to not coming back to work. So that's also causing the market to pull back a little bit lower. But now if you're looking at the RSI, we're a little bit more on the oversold side. So we kind of have to go by ear on this one, especially if we're looking at the overall charts. Let's jump over towards the Nasdaq over here. Nasdaq is basically the tech sector. Forgive the slowness of the load, but TD updates on the weekend. But looking at over here, we can see the Nasdaq has basically been on a very sideways pattern also, right? We can see that every time it gets down towards this 15.5 range, we typically bounce, and that's where we are right now. So going into this upcoming week, this is what you want to watch for. We want to see if this 15.5 level is going to hold. If it breaks, we could start going down towards 15.2. If not, we want it to basically kind of bounce off this level like it's done in the past, and basically get above that 15.8. Then we could start pushing up towards 16 and higher. So that's what we're going to be expecting for this upcoming week for the Nasdaq. The overall tech market has basically been selling off. If you're looking at stocks like Tesla, Tesla's been selling off from those 1200 ranges. We could look at Apple. Apple's basically triple topped. A lot of these stocks, in my opinion, were overbought. If we're looking at the RSIs and stuff like that on these stocks, they're a little bit more on the overbought side. They were struggling to go higher. Apple, me and my students, we go live every morning, and we've been talking about this for days, months, that the overall market seemed like it was basically very overbought. And I think it took the fact that the job numbers and the new variant as a way to pull back and retreat and basically reset itself. So you can see Apple even had trouble over here. Forget Amazon. I feel like Amazon's been having trouble for a while, but if we're looking at Amazon over here, Amazon is basically very sideways pattern. Even all 2020, it really hasn't really seen any growth, just very much a sideways pattern for Amazon. But you can see even Amazon's been pulling back. So the tech sector has been pulling back. Everything is pretty much reset right now, in my opinion. So we got to see what's going to happen this upcoming week, right? This upcoming week, we've kind of been selling off for half of this past of the first year of the week. So we got to see what's going to happen. We're either going to look for two things, where we're going to look for either that bounce off this 15.5 level, or if we break 15.5, we can start going down towards 15.3. 15.3 was some type of support in the past over here, closer towards October. So that's the levels that we're watching right now for the NQ. If we jump over to the SPY, which basically kind of mirrors the S&P 500, we can see that we're basically falling off that SMA, which is kind of a red flag in my opinion. I think if we're trying to move forward, if you guys know the SMA, typically when the stock is above it, right, the stock is more in favor for a bullish trend. A lot of times when stocks get below the SMA, you could get situations like this where that SMA acts as resistance, and we could basically start pulling back down. So that's not what we're trying to see over here, especially if you're looking for a recovery, if you're looking for some type of bullishness, if you're looking to buy the dip, right? Buy low, sell high. These are perfect times to buy your favorite companies for a low price. But the thing is that when you're buying the dip, there's no real way to understand how to basically get that perfect floor, right? You're not always going to get the perfect floor. So that's why if you're doing option trading, you definitely want to get some time on your contracts, right? So typically when you're looking for a reversal, you want that rejection, which is basically what we're getting. You want that consolidation of that sideways action, and you want that confirmation of the uptrend, right? So we haven't really got that confirmation yet. We had some type of consolidation, but then the job numbers kind of ruined everything. We even had Biden come in yesterday to try to save the market. So he's saying things are not as bad as what people think they are. And the market actually started to rally off of that. If we drop down towards a lower chart, you could see that happen where we were basically making lows yesterday. And then as soon as Biden started to speak, we kind of double bottom at that 464. I swear they're looking at charts also. We double bottom over here and we started to rally, couldn't break above that 5-day SMA over here. And we basically started to sink back down. So this week, we want to see if we're going to find some type of strength. I preferably want to watch to see if we could get above that 467 zone. 467 is basically a previous support level. You can see in December, it was a support level. Even if I extend this line, even if I extend it all the way to the left, you can see it was some type of support before. So I want to see us get above that SMA, get above that 467. Once we get above that, we can start pushing up towards 471. And then we can start basically pushing up towards those 475. Just need to find some type of catalyst, some type of floor to help push us in the upward direction. And that's pretty much going to be it. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next one and comment below, what stock are you watching? Maybe I'll throw it on the watch list video for the next video tomorrow, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.